So, moin von der Insel. Wir haben heute wenig Windsurfen auf dem Wasser, dafür habe ich eine Legende neben mir, jemand, auf den ich mich ewig gefreut habe, dass ich ihn mal interviewen darf, Björn Dunkerbeck. Moin Björn.
Moin.
Ja, was soll man sagen dazu? Du hast 42 Weltmeistertitel gewonnen, wahrscheinlich dein bestes Erlebnis hattest du hier auf der Insel wann?
Sylt, muss ich sagen, war immer wieder eine Herausforderung. Die Bedingungen sind, wie wir alle wissen, sehr wechselhaft. Und der Event ist auch noch ganz lang. Also der geht ja über 2 Wochenende. Und ich bin ja die ersten 20 Jahre alle Disziplinen mitgesurft, Slalom, Racing und Wave. Und habe auch alle Disziplinen hier auf Sylt gewonnen. Auch manche Jahre alle 3 Disziplinen in der gleichen Woche. Und deswegen habe ich sehr viele schöne und anstrengende und gute Erinnerungen von Sylt.
1988 gegen Robbie Nash gewonnen. Das war wahrscheinlich so das Highlight so ein bisschen für dich auch in der Karriere.
Absolut einer von den Highlights. Natürlich das erste Mal auf Sylt einen Robbie schlagen. Das war eine Krönung. Da hinterher noch oft, aber es gibt nur einmal das erste.
Ja, aber du hast ja nicht locker gelassen jetzt in den letzten Jahren. Ne? Du hast ja, obwohl du ausgestiegen bist 2015, hast du ja weitergemacht in Richtung Speed, habe ich gehört, in Lüderitz jedes Jahr.
Ja, ich bin 25 Jahre nicht vom Podium gewesen im Weltcup und habe immer noch den Rekord mit Victories auf Sylt. Da hat mir noch keiner eingeholt. Von dem her heißt es ja nicht, dass ich nach 30 Jahren aktives Weltcup-Surfen und 25 Jahren nicht vom Podium in der Gesamtwertung in irgendeiner Disziplin, habe ich gesagt, reicht's mit dem Weltcup-Surfen und habe ich mich auf Speedsurfen konzentriert. Das kann man auch in hohen Halter machen. Ich habe jetzt meine Hüfte vor 3 Jahren ausgewechselt. Davor war mein Höchstspeed knappe 99 km/h und letzten November habe ich dann endlich die 100 km/h Marke auf Ansage auch überschritten. Ich habe gesagt, ich werde 100 km/h überschreiten und habe letztes Jahr 5-mal die 100 km/h dann im Topspeed erreicht. Einmal 102, 102 und dann zweimal 103. Und das schnellste war 103,68 km/h.
Wie viel?
103,68 km/h.
Yeah, Björn Dunkerbeck here. I asked him about what he has done in the past and what his plans for the future. So, especially in windsurfing. So he set up a record with 103 kilometers after you get a new hip?
Yeah, I had my left hip replaced 3 years ago. So now I'm half robot already. And my top speed in Lüderitz was in almost 99 before. And now last year I managed to actually beat the 100 Ks 5 times with a top speed of 103.68. So pretty happy. It's windsurfing, it never ends, you know. And obviously I did 25 years on the tour without getting off the podium and the overall in any discipline. And here on Sylt, I still hold the record of the victories on the event. And also I managed to do victories in all 3 disciplines in the same event in the 90s, which is always very hard because the event is very long. And if you do slalom, racing and wave sailing, you're pretty much on it every day. And it's a very condition changing event, so it's very challenging. Sylt has a lot of good areas, but also it's very, very hard for the windsurfers to win here.
Yeah, it's also very cold. So I'll give you a tip, take another hip. So you have both hips, you are so much faster, you get around 120 kilometers. How long does it take until the operation, until you get again on the board? And
well, it's relatively quickly. I was actually back windsurfing 3 months after the operation, but it took me a year to get back to full strength. So it takes a bit of time, but it was worth it for sure.
Now I saw you in the 90s, I saw you in the zeros. Your life becomes more stressful without all this windsurf tour because you are always busy in this time, but it looks like you are busy here now also with all these dates on the World Cup and you have a lot of projects.
Well, it's just different stress, you know. When you're competing, it's the stress on the water, getting ready, be prepared. And it's a tiring thing when you're here for promotion only. And coaching my son Liam as well to make sure he does a good job on the water. It's just a different kind of stress, but it's all good.
Yeah, Liam is performing good these days?
He's been sailing really well. Actually, his heats were not ideal. He had a little lack against class in the wave riding department, which usually is his strong side. He caught bad waves and lost with a 1.5. In the second, in the double elimination, he managed to go through. So we'll see how it goes now when the wind comes back again.
Saturday, I think Saturday we will have 49 knots, something like
It
this.
looks like it's going to be strong winds. He actually just won in Klitmøller, the under 20 category. So he was very motivated to do a good job here. So he was really doing good in free sailing, but the heat he was not 100%. But that's what I'm saying. You know, you can be as good as you want to be before the heat and after the heat, but you got to put it into the 12 minutes as well and make sure you have 2 good waves and 2 good jumps. You know, and if you don't have that, then you probably won't win.
You surf with your son? Is it somewhere I read you surfing faster in the wave? You will not have a big chance to win against him.
Probably not anymore, especially in jumping. He's doing really good.
Yeah. And yeah, maybe he teach you in the future with freestyle tricks and all this stuff. So many calls. Yeah. How long you stay here on the island now?
Well, I'm planning to stay there full time. So we're flying back to Gran Canaria on probably Tuesday.
Oh, you live the whole time in Gran Canaria. You are from Denmark? You're born in Denmark and went then to Gran Canaria with the family?
Actually, I was born in Ribe. It's probably less than 100 kilometers from here. We're actually on Danish territory right here in Sylt. If you cut the line from the border.
All the Danish guy tell me this. Yeah. All the Danish guy tell me this. The Danish guy always, they invent everything and they own Sylt normally. Yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah, but we kick you out. So.
No, I know they're saying this is the way it is. Yeah, but yes, then my parents fell in love with windsurfing in Denmark and decided to move out to Gran Canaria because you have to have 330 days with good weather for windsurfing. Yeah. And they opened the first windsurfing center there in 1978, and it's still running. Now I'm doing with my team since a few years. But yes, Gran Canaria is definitely a very good place for windsurfing.
Yeah, for sure. And it's warm. So you know Kalle Schmidt from Sylt?
I do. I met him many times in my youth, and also I met him a couple of times in the last couple of years. And he's still going.
He's 80 years old and he's still teaching people to surf. So if you are windsurfing, you get old. That's
windsurfing keeps you young, as my father always says.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. You have time for questions? Okay.
Yeah,
aus dem Publikum war noch irgendwas, Nick? I already asked. Yeah. That's a really good question. I remember that question.
If you could
he
change.
Asked, if you have the power to make changes in the windsurf industry, what's the first thing you will do?
Well, the first thing that I think was done wrongly in the 90s, they forgot about the beginners, and it was all about sinkers and extreme boards. And I think that's very important that we don't do the same mistake again. You know, get the kids involved, make sure everybody knows where the good windsurf centers are, the good schools, and never forget about the beginners. And windsurfing has a lot of aspects: the light wind aspect, the non-planing aspect, the jumping aspect, and the speed sailing aspect. Don't forget the light wind area. Yeah. The beginners and the economic equipment is very important. Not everybody can ride a Porsche or drive a Ferrari, so let's also learn from that and keep the beginners coming on. You know.
Yeah. And build cheaper stuff. Not only if you start a windsurfing, you pay 2,500 or 3,000 euros for a setup. That's impossible for most of the people.
I think it's very important to have a plan for every aspect of the windsurfing, but never forget the beginners and have economic equipment for the beginners. Yeah. And then the high end will come automatically.
Okay. Yeah, and then I have a last question about your projects. I saw 2 things. You have a documentary.
Yes, we are working on a Dunkerbeck life story documentary that comes out for April, beginning of May in 2023. It's going to go first Germany in German, then probably Switzerland and Austria. And then we're going to translate it to English and other languages as well. So it's going to be a 90-minute Dunkerbeck documentary.
Awesome. Your whole life or your actual life? Or
everything. What happened, what's happening. So it's going to be a good one.
That's great. You have the a small trailer standing here on the island.
Yeah, we did a trailer at the cinema here on Sylt, 40-minute trailer, and everyone that went there had a very positive output of it anyways, and that's only like a small part of the movie, because it was very speed oriented, but very nice images, very radical images, and some pretty cool stories. So keep tuned for end of April, beginning of May for the full 90 minutes.
Is it possible to share it on YouTube or something?
No,
to the
this
trailer?
was
It's special.
was just for one, but I'm sure in the springtime we have a few different ones coming out. Just follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and you'll be informed.
Another question.
Yeah, eine Frage noch. You have also this, you have a board. I saw a video where you presented a board or a raffle, something like this, or you do a special project.
There was a raffle with L'Oreal Sports Awards and Zanzibar together, and the board was given away for a good reason, and there was lots of people interested in getting that board. So there's a winner. I cannot remember his name. He was supposed to come pick it up here on Sylt sometime this week. He hasn't shown up yet, but will be here eventually. So that was for L'Oreal Sports Awards.
Ah, okay. This is there are not many sportler inside.
Sports for good.
This is really high division or something like this. It's not possible easy to get this prize or this award. Who's well, it's Martina Navratilova, who's also in this.
Well, I became an official ambassador yesterday.
Yeah.
It was presented here by Philip Köster for L'Oreal's Good for Kids, and take it on from there. You know?
Okay. Was noch eine Frage?
Question from the audience. So, do you think we should be teaching foiling alongside of fin windsurfing from the very beginning? I think people could foil before they learn to use the harness and the straps. Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends on the area. I think the basic thing in windsurfing is that don't forget the non-planing windsurfing. Make it interesting again in light wind aspects. Not everybody can ride a Porsche or Ferrari, as I said before, you know, so you want to like make sure you do the steps. I'm sure that foiling in some areas can be good for especially kids because they learn really quickly. So it always falls into how much talent do you have and where you're situated as well.
Will you choose foil or regular fin in a race like that 2 days ago?
I think the wind was so light that the foil was absolutely an advantage. And from 25 knots up, fin is probably quicker, especially when it's rough waters. But also that's changing every day. The foiling is becoming a lot quicker at the very high-end windsurfing. But it's not absolutely recommended for everyone because it also is very sensible on the water.
Do you expect that the wing foiling is coming into the World Cup tournament?
The wing foil already has a own wind tour, world tour. And actually I took over the Porto Gran Canaria World Cup this summer for organizing it as well. And we plan to bring back slalom windsurfing next year. And there'll be wave sailing in junior men and women. And the first week will be including slalom windsurfing. And the second week we're going to do wing foil, both freestyle wave and the jumping into the racing as well.
So, but it's not. It's from the PWA or is it your own tournament?
It's called GWA. Yeah, it's a different association.
Oh, same we have for the kite surfers, I think. And
yeah, doing the same is the same association. They're doing both the kite and the wing foil. And I think it's a kind of a mix between windsurfing and kiting. And it takes less space to travel around with, and you don't have the long lines, which is probably good for many areas.
yeah.
So it's an easy way to get underwater. And I just think it's going to bring more people into the water sport, you know. You cannot just like say windsurfing, kiting, wing foiling, surfing, stand-up paddling. It's all like talking to the same kind of person. And depending on the day, well, you'll be better with one or another toy of equipment.
Yeah. So, last question: what is your next a big event where you are? Is it in Gran Canaria maybe, or you go into the Caribbean, or
Well, this
where
time of year, basically, we're doing one thing that's called the Dunkerbeck Speed Challenge virtual platform. Then we have a spring 2 months, April and May. Then we have the summer edition, which is July and August. And then we have the autumn one, the third period we call it, October and November. And I also go and do the Ludos Channel speed sailing from the 1st to the 21st of November. But you can join the Dunkerbeck Speed Challenge virtual from anywhere in the world. In the summer edition, we had close to 900 people on fin and 100 and something on foil, so more than 1,000 people participated in the summer edition. And you can sign up at speedsurfing.com. And there's also very new news. We have the windsurfing fin ranking, we have the foil ranking, and from now on there's also a full site for wing foiling. Yes, so get your GPS, go out there, be part of promoting your favorite sport. It doesn't matter if it's windsurfing, foil windsurfing, or wing foiling.
it's the fast 500 meters or yards or whatever?
Actually, there's different categories, but in the Dunkerbeck Speed Challenge, we do the 250 meter, which is kind of a little bit easier than 500, just because there's more areas where you can find a 250 meter strip.
Okay. You can do it from anywhere in the world.
We had close to 40 nations in the summer edition, and our goal is to get more than 50 in the third period, so get on it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, last question.
That's great.
You think your son can be so successful as you?
Yeah, Marian asking if the son of Björn Dunkerbeck can be more successful or the same, get the same success like you.
Well, I hope. I mean, basically, he's won the under 17 category in the juniors. He won the under 50 category in juniors. He just won the under 20 for the first time in Klitmøller just a few weeks ago. And he's doing a lot better in the open. In Poso, he was actually 5th in the single elimination and 7th in the doubles. Here he had a little trouble with the conditions, but that's part of learning here on Sylt. Needs to come here and practice here. And I'm sure with the talent he has, he keeps on with the motivation he's already got, and he's going to go and reach far.
Okay, yeah, we will see. I hope he will join next days here for a little chat.
Absolutely.
Will be great.
Just got to let him know.
Yeah, yeah, we will call him.
Yeah,
So,
call him up.
yeah, then say auf Wiedersehen. Bye bye.
Auf Wiedersehen from Sylt. See you guys. Stay tuned for the night.